Hello.
Hi.
I'm Ryan and me, Andrew. Hello and welcome to
Tech, yeah.
Ryan. Sound is weird. Yes, thank you. I actually need to speak like I normally talk to you. So we're gonna play testing here. Speaking up. Like I was talking to people, they won't look at me. I demand respect.
They can't hear you specifically.
I know, because I don't have a throat mic. Hello.
Just unclip it.
This is funnier.
Yeah.
Do you want me to unclip it?
Yeah, go for
Okay,
it.
okay.
This is funnier, but so I have a mic now. I just wanted to lead off saying we are going to be at PAX Unplugged soon. If you want to try and be an ambassador, I think we got yeah. If you want to, being an ambassador for us seems like a thing you might want to do, then fill out the form that we posted about on our socials yesterday. That's on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. That is where it should be. Fill out the form if you want to be considered. Otherwise, at Essen recently, in the land of Germany, we did a Create a Baddie competition where people got to take these little baddie layouts. Can I get a top-down camera? I don't know how well it's going to cover these, but they made some neat baddies. I do have some want to actually print these onto chips and play against them at some point once we've figured out the logistics of this. But yes, this one says what this is going to mean, so that's helpful. So is this one, I believe. But here are our top 5. We have narrowed it down, and a council of elders narrowed this down for us. And we are going to be presenting these 5 to Manny Bones, a fictional or not ? Character who is residing with us in the studio today. So let's head over to Manny Bones. 2 Manny Bones? Over here. Don't question. And we're going to present these to Manny Bones. Here you go, man. 2 Manny. Okay. So those will be mulled over by our friend the skeleton. And we'll be returning later with a result of the winner. Complete professionalism from me, but not from anyone else. With that, I will give my mic back to Ryan.
Already the most entertaining stream I've ever been on.
All right. Hi, everybody. Hopefully my yes. Hopefully my mic is right leveled now that I put it back on my own neck. All right. Well, yeah. So anyway, we talked about a little bit. Andrew talked a little bit before when we were talking about 2 Manny Bones, but we are doing another playtest stream, and Shannon is here today. Welcome, Shannon. She's here this week and next week from in actually the office. A lot of people who follow us for a long time know Shannon or on our Discord or what have you, but she's often not in person here anymore, but she is this week because we're all really going hardcore on all of this Elder Scrolls stuff. So I think a couple weeks ago you saw Sam and I doing playtesting of one of the end games. What we're doing today is we're going through a bunch of Overland encounters. So we've gotten a lot of feedback from our external playtesters on this stuff, but this is kind of a period where we're kind of looking at everything sort of one more time, seeing what needs, if there's any last minute things that need adjustments. A lot of these things were written kind of when the game was in a previous state, so just making sure that it needs to work for the way the game is currently playing, and also working at different play levels and play counts, and amount of times where you would run into one of these encounters, that kind of a thing. So yeah, that's kind of what we're up to today. It's like Andrew said, we're going to be done around 3:30. If Andrew or Amanda, whoever is looking at the comments, sees any questions they want to lob out at us while we're going, they can. But okay, yeah, but we will mostly just kind of be talking over this. You kind of see us discussing, whether something's working, and kind of you can see a little bit of how we kind of do this playtesting process. So we had a lot of fun last time, and it seemed like people enjoyed it, which were nice to hear. So we're gonna.
I'll say up front, I don't know. Did a couple things wrong. Ryan can correct me.
Yeah.
Hopefully y'all.
And then Salem can watch the stream and correct me if I get something wrong. So. All right, so I have our first thing we're going to do today. We're going to go through as many of the general encounters as we have. So we have 20 general encounters. How general encounters work is that you kind of mix a certain number of them in to every quest that you do, along with like the regions encounters. So you're not going to run into very many of these. in a single session, but you know, you'll run into one or two every now and then, and that'll kind of like add a little bit more variety to, so you're not just seeing the same things every single time when if you're doing Black Marsh every time or whatever. So, and they will, you know, if there's delves or, you know, clashes, they interact with like the unique mechanics of that region. So it's kind of fun. So let's actually, do you want to start doing the combat ones first, or do you want to do the peaceful ones first? All right. So number one is, I'm not going to say what the themes are, I don't think, because I don't want people to get too spoiled. So this is combat. There's two options. There's a peaceful option, which is that we can run away from the combat, but we have to replace our race cards with a new race we are not currently playing as, and our current stats remain the same. Okay. Not really worried about testing that. I think that basically works just fine. So, so we've got a this. I think there might have been a Too Many Bones encounter that sort of inspired this one a little bit. But basically, what we have to do is we have to find a level 5 Khajiit Marauder, or a level 10 Khajiit Cultist if we're playing at 3 or 4 players, and we add them to spot 1 here. Let's see if I can find him. Right here he is. And then we do a normal EPs, which in our case we have 2 XP. We're kind of playing this as if it's the earliest that we could do this clash, basically, to see if it's kind of doable at this level. So
are we doing
well, this would be on day 2, but it's regardless. It would be like experience points 2, which are starting experience points. So and so that would be for a 2-player game. That'd be 4 level 1 enemies. And so until the Khajiit is defeated at the end of each round, you swap all other enemy units with the new enemy units of equal level from the bags, maintaining their current HP. So. And you actually, sorry, you can look at this because I forgot. I wrote a lot of these, so you should look at them and make sure that they're all worded correctly. All right, so we got. And if you can make out any of that text, like in the flavor or anything like that, even the game text, know that none of it's final. Shannon hasn't looked over it and told me and Sam how we aren't consistent about it yet. And a lot of that stuff hasn't been approved by Bethesda in terms of flavor or lore. So don't see something here and expect that it will absolutely be in the final product. Although it might, because we have gotten some stuff approved. So let's see here. Move this over here so it's easier for me. 1, 2, 3. What?
I ensure that me? Bad? Can you pass the character?
Oh, yeah.
I don't have one yet.
Yes.
Admittedly, I don't know what it looks like.
Nords look like they kind of look like Minnesotans. They're very pale white people.
You want me to look through the stack and pick out the most Minnesotan looking character?
I mean, you basically, yeah, you could, like that, you'll probably be right. Yeah, let's see. You might be right, actually. I think this is either a Nord or because we're using, Shannon has our Salem's Potato People Oblivion preset.
Okay, let's all play with that.
All right, so 3. A skeever pup here. And skeleton.
The bad guys.
Yep. So it's 1 extra from what you would normally be facing, obviously, but it is level 5 extra. I'm thinking we should get into it and see what we can do, but I'm wondering too if it might be better to make it be a bandit, but we didn't want him to get killed right away either, because it's kind of fun to have them be able to switch. Although you might not want to kill him right away either, because maybe if if the skeleton goes away and you replace it with somebody that doesn't have any defense, it might be better. All right, I'll be this Argonian. I'm an Argonian rogue, and Shannon is a Nord Templar. You have 2-handed as you're starting.
Ew.
And I
like two-handed.
I have
It's working well for me.
one energy shield, which I like a lot as well. All right. Okay. So, you only can move 2. That's interesting. So, and I can only move 3. Yeah, that's probably a better idea. Let's see here. So this guy's not ranged, he's not ranged, he's not ranged. He's ranged, but he won't be able to get to us probably. And the Khajiit is ranged.
He is crazy right.
Yes, but the Khajiit will not move this time. Although the Khajiit doesn't need to, right? Is the Khajiit within range of either of us right now?
No.
Not yet.
One step and that'll do it.
So the level 5, the higher levels activate first. So if we stayed here, we could let them start to come to us, and then we could come beat up on them in round 2.
This is true. Would you mind? Could I get a reference?
Yeah. We could do that. And then we could also kind of see what, at the end of we could see like what these guys turn into at the end of the round, because that might affect some things as well. But I'm happy to stay, just knowing that like if we move up, then the Khajiit will be able to get us, and these other people will be able to. Now the Khajiit will gain retreat if he doesn't deal any damage to us, which means that he will have an untargetable die on him until he does damage, I believe. It's one of the newer skills, but I'm okay with that though. I think for now, like we're not going to take care of him this time anyway, especially because we are both melee fighters. So, what do you think?
I'm fine with it.
Okay, so he would go, and he can't move.
Well,
and...
we can still take our turn.
Sure, right, yes. Yeah. What do you?
Are you not going to put up?
No, I don't think so, because I've only got 3 dice right now. Because I would say it would not be the most advisable thing in the world to run into a combat like as soon as humanly possible without like taking any peacefuls or anything like that. I guess we probably should do is we should probably each gain like an item or something, just because we would have been in town before this, I think. Here, I'll grab this one. And hey, actually, look at that. We got two of our weapons to start out with of our current forms. But yeah, so
I'm gonna roll.
All right, I will not, because I'm going to save it.
And I'll roll.
I'm not going to roll anything because I only got 3 dice, and I kind of want to use this one offensively with these other 2. And I can use when I roll these offensively, I can also put them into my defensive slots.
Okay.
So. All right, so he would go. Nothing's going to happen. He's not going to go though. So he's going to gain the stealth die over there. We will stay on him until he does damage. Then we can go take these guys, make these guys go in any order. So let's see. I guess we'll have him move around the long way because he's ranged. I mean, they're gonna go away here in a second, but then we'll have him, or her. Okay. So then it's the end of round 1, so all of these guys switch out with new people. So we've got the High Elf Bandit, the Boar, the Orc Bandit, and the Imp. Okay, so let's see. So the Imp's elusive. We couldn't do anything about him anyway because we have to be up right next to him. Boar is stalwart. So we could try to kill the Orc. That would be probably a good play on my part anyway, because I can reach the Orc. And then you could start, if you wanted to, you could start bringing down either the bandit, the High Elf Bandit, or like deal plinka damage on the Boar.
Yeah, I'd rather just wait until.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can do a big hit on the High Elf.
Okay. Cool.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So I will move 2 in, and then I will roll both of my heavy two-handed dice.
Ooh.
These both deal, what, 3 damage?
3 damage.
but
You take 2
give me
fatigue.
light fatigue.
Those are over there, yeah.
So doing 6 kills it.
Yes. Sweet. Okay.
4 light fatigue. Do these have to go in before I use?
No, they go in when you exhaust those. So like if you exhaust, you do one, then you put the 2 fatigue, and you do another one, you put the 2 fatigue. So.
Okay.
All right.
And I should have cooled.
Oh,
Sorry.
great. All right, I'm going to go here. 1, 2, 3. And I am going to... Oh yeah, I forgot what's my Iron Dagger do. So if I only roll a single combat skill die with this attack, set the result to 1 and treat it as true damage. Okay, interesting. But if only a single combat skill die. Well, I'm not going to do that because I want to try to actually kill this guy. So, hey, there we go. We got him. So he's dead. And I gain a tenacity. And this one goes in here with a 2. Okay. So now it's these guys' turns. So let's see. He is in range of both of us now. So he goes after the weaker one, which is me. So he will go to roll 2 attack dice against me. Make a couple of those. All right. So I'm fine. Is that until he attacks, or is it until he deals damage on his retreat? Or no, sorry, no, it's on the stealth or the untargetable status die. I want to see when it's removed.
That deals damage.
Okay, so he didn't deal me any damage, so I am doing fine. Or he's doing fine. And then let's see, he can stay still, and he will go after weakest, so he'll still go after me. 1 damage. And then the boar will go after you, right? Yeah.
All right, 2 attack dice, 1 damage, and that'll take out my defense.
All right. All right, round 3. We got a gross. Stalwart for not be going after him. So Colossal. So can you look up the game text for Colossal?
Yes. When it's deployed, increase its HP by the total number of trained combat skill dice.
Right. So I think this would not count as that. It would not count as deploying.
So not deployed.
Yeah. So he's just there. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So.
My turn first again.
Yeah.
Pull down. Then I will hit the Colossal Guar.
Yep.
Okay, that's the one that deals 2 damage.
Yep.
And then +1, so it is defeated.
Nice.
And then I'd like to move, because I see a shiny chest. That I can get to.
I think you have the lock to pass to him. You go.
Okay, 3, 4, 5. 4. Again. 3. And 6. I'll take to make it a 5.
Nice.
Hmm?
I was pointing at you.
You got the Shannon, you found an explorer's pack donkey in that chest. You found a donkey just living inside of that chest. That donkey's probably pretty grateful for you to taking it out. Okay. I'm gonna go over here. So I will be starting my next turn next to this Khajiit. So I can get him next time on detection. Even though I can only deal 1 damage to this mud crab, I'm gonna roll. I'm not gonna roll this.
Can you hear me now?
You're fine.
So the answer is no. Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna roll these two on the mud crab, even though I'm not gonna take them out probably. I don't want to take them out, but I can at least get these things set up. Okay, yeah. So I did do 1 damage to him, and I got this back in my defense slots. Okay, so all right. So then the Khajiit will go after me still.
Okay. I will absolutely talk about how that Khajiit is going to destroy Ryan.
Probably. Let's see. Oh, okay. I am going to die probably by this mud crab. Okay.
Okay.
And then, come on, please miss me, Mr. Khajiit.
Crab.
Oh, this guy did deal damage, so he's... Oh, no, I'm dead.
No.
Am I dead? Yes, I think I'm dead. Although... Yeah, because the Khajiit did 3 damage to me, right? He didn't miss. So I keep on forgetting that I am... Wow, yeah, but it was only when I'm at full HP. Okay, yeah, so... Yeah, I'm dead. Okay.
Fantastic.
So now the mud crab leaves.
And is replaced with
The Breton Bandit.
Breton Bandit.
Mm-hmm.
Which has weakened. Which, as we all know, causes me to lose 1 tenacity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going to have to move into the Khajiit. Would you mind moving?
Yeah. I realized that we're using our opposite person's things, but that's fine.
Oh, we swapped at some point, did we?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oops.
Here, this is you.
Or
whatever.
Probably it was fine. I'm sure Chad is screaming at us that we started controlling each other at some point.
No, I don't think we did. I think we had the right amount of XP, right? Or, no, actually, no, you're right. Yeah.
4.
Oh, that's all right.
So
Well,
I should go down to 4.
Okay.
But that might mean you might still be alive because you should have had 1 more health.
That's true. It is true, actually. That's a good point. Probably, whatever. Let's just play it.
Sorry we messed it up.
Yeah.
It's just playtesting. It's not that serious.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to attack, or I'm going to cool down. And then I'm going to attack the Khajiit. And I'm going to go, I should have been in 2-handed. That's what I've been acting in. And my Void Steel Axe lets me ignore its defense. You know what? I'm going to use my once per battle, which lets me add a
I forgot what mine was.
free combat skill for each weapon I have in my inventory, and I have 1. So we'll add that.
Yeah, I forgot my combat skill too, which I definitely should have been alive.
Okay, so that is 4 damage, so I defeated the Khajiit.
He's got
He's
a
axe
defense.
lets me
Oh,
ignore
yeah, because
it.
you don't. Awesome. Okay, great. He's dead. So now, even if we don't defeat this Breton Bandit this time, then
Staying a bandit.
he will stay a bandit. Okay, so my turn. All right, I'm going to attack the Breton Bandit. What is the? Sorry, what does we can do? Oh, it takes away
takes away
tenacity. That's
tenacity.
right. That's right. Okay. All right. 2 damage. All right. Now
The
Breton-
bandit's going to kill you.
Well, let's see. Because he won't. Because I forgot I could use my once per.
Oh.
But he's not. He's gonna get rid of my defense anyway.
Okay. I will move down 2 spots. Cool down. Will I move down 2 spots? Yeah, I wanna take the damage. I have absolutely nothing I can roll. So that was a fun turn.
Okay. Then I'll go. And this is round 3, right? Or that's round 3?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I've never been responsible for keeping track of the round before.
I'm gonna try to pick this lock. The lock picking guy. This is a regular one. Ooh. Okay, I'll just take a light fatigue and then do 1, 2, 3. You hand me a light fatigue, please.
Yes.
All right, I got a calcinium mace. Ooh, this is the same as the kind the same as my kind. So let's see. For every 2 tenacity I have, well, I don't have any. I only have 1 tenacity. No, I have none now because he weakened me. So I don't have any tenacity. That doesn't help me. All right, I will just roll these on him. All right, so I did 1 damage to him.
Good job.
And this goes in my thing here. And there you go. All right, so then he goes after both of us. So it's just 1 roll, and he goes after, he hits both of us.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm still good with my defense here.
Okay, I get to recover my cooldown, and then I will attack. And that requires me to take... I think I forgot my light fatigue last time, too. From this one. So it is defeated, but I take 2 more light fatigue.
All right.
For that.
Okay, great. So, you know, we are going to be testing most of these combats, I think, at a pretty low XP level, because obviously we want like the idea we don't want people could take a combat on day 2 if they wanted to. I would not say that's necessarily the best idea, but it's a good thing that they could do. So we always kind of want to see. So, I mean, we did it. You know, that one is, you know, the Khajiit makes that one a little bit more difficult. But the thing that is kind of interesting about this one, I think, is that, like, depending on what gets swapped out, it can actually make parts of the battle easier. Because if you have like if you have somebody who's keyed in with their defense or stats to be like a lower level thing, and then it gets swapped out for like something that has a higher level base HP, you can kill it faster. What'd you think?
Yeah, I think that one's pretty good. I think it's always tough to be adding a 5-point baddie for solo players, but I think this one's doable for a solo player still.
I think so too.
So I'm happy with this.
Okay. All right.
Plus, unless you did it on unstable, you do have another option.
That's true. I'm trying to find more places to put that stuff in. One else thing we should be talking about from time to time is, like, for these combats is, can we make them harder for higher level of play counts, basically.
Which I think this one's pretty good because it changes the 5 to a 10.
Yeah, and the Khajiit cultist
and then the EP would be higher as well.
Yeah, the Khajiit cultist, I think, is one of the nastier level 10s too. So. Okay, so we got a. All right, so this one is Forever Mine. This is a delve. There's two options. So there's we're gonna just roll a d6 to. If you get roll 1 to 4, you discard an item. But if you roll a 5 or a 6, you gain a bonus HP or XP in addition to your normal XP that you would get for doing.
Okay.
This. And then the delve is. We could probably test this one just to see how it plays. Some of the delves we don't necessarily need to test because, like, they're pretty standard. But this one's got basically every time you reveal a new delve tile, you roll a d6. On 1 or 2, nothing happens. On a 3, you place a chest on an unoccupied text on this tile if possible, or a 4 through 6 is a rock slide and you deal 1 true damage to all enemies deployed on this tile and to all party members regardless of location. So what, when we're talking about delves, like, how do we want to approach this? Because, like, obviously if you're going into a delve right off the bat, like, you're not going to finish and you're not supposed to finish it, but, like, you can get partway through a delve and gain partial XP. Yeah, like, we can run it and see what we think of it, see if it just seems like impossible.
Sure. Are we resetting back to the start of day 2?
Yeah, let's reset back to the start of day 2. And feel free to keep one of your items if you want to. I'll keep the one I had before. Sorry, donkey.
Not so useful when we're not even overlanding.
Although Andrew and I were using the donkey in one of our recent tests, and it was very useful.
Oh, yes, it's a very useful item, just not for this playtest.
Right. Oh, we're going to check in with 2 Manny Bones while we're setting this up. Okay, so should I narrate this because you don't have a microphone? So what's going on? Okay. I don't even know, is the camera on me or is it on you? All right. So Andrew is holding some stuff up in front of too many bones. And Too Many Bones, it seems, is really thinking about this pretty hard about which one he likes the best. He's saying, I have chips on my eyes and it's hard to see, but I have the sight beyond sight, so I can kind of view the essence of the. Oh, the light fell over again. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're just doing a delve here. So like I said, we'll start back up at our full health.
Best day ever.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. So we are delving in the Cyrodiil delve today. Shuffle these up. All right.
What happens when they leave the kids in charge of the streams?
Yeah. Neither of the Joshes are here today. So. Okay. All right. You want to pop onto the delve tile there?
Yes.
Okay. So, each time you reveal a new delve tile, roll a d6. So we're about to reveal a new delve tile right now. So, yeah. We'll be making a mod for this on TTS. Well, a mod exists on TTS right now for playtesting. I don't think we'll probably be making like an official mod once the game is out.
We don't have the resources and know how to make a good mod in TTS.
Yeah.
So if fans want to once the game is out, then super.
Yeah, but it would be it would be like a full-time job.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we got a Duelist Cove here. So that goes here. Put it any which way. I guess I'll put it this way and get more revealed that way. So when reveal,
Roll D6.
Oh yeah, so roll d6 first.
Rock
So
minerals.
hey, rare minerals. So you place a rare, which is a chest on top of one of the spaces, if possible. There's an unoccupied space. It doesn't matter which one. I mean, it matters
one right there.
Yeah. There are no enemies. It says if revealed, if the Empire is dominating. Well, we'll say the Empire is not dominating, but there's no enemies on here anyway. So it's dueling grounds. Only one adventurer can occupy this tile at a time. Enemies occupying this tile can only be targeted by adventurers also occupying this tile. Adventurers cannot move out of this tile while any enemies are occupying it. Interesting. Well, we got one with no enemies on it, so that's not super important to us right now. All right, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You can go first. I went first last battle.
Okay, I'll go here. I'll step on this chest. Gross.
That's much better.
Yes. Okay. I'll take a fatigue to get that.
What did you find?
An ash longbow.
At least that makes sense to find in a cave.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's not terrible for me, honestly, at this stage. Okay. Then I'll go. That was 1, 2. Ooh, Savage Pursuit. All right, so if quest unit Aelid Spirit Hunter is not in play and has not been defeated this campaign, deploy them on the nearest unoccupied text to the adventurer who drew this card. If already in play, they take an immediate turn. So they're not already in play. So during this turn, they can move one. Okay, blah, blah, blah. After resolving, discard this card. Okay, so then
Are we playing with the wrong delve deck?
No. I mean, we're just doing general delves, so we can play
Okay.
with it. So I just grabbed the Cyrodiil one because I have it. So, and we haven't messed with that one as much. So we can, if we see any notes on those, we can note those as well. All right, so we got to pull out.
Oh right, because these are general encounters.
Yes. All right, gotta find our Aelid Spirit Hunter. That it's a quest unit that only pops up in the delves for Cyrodiil as well as the end game for Cyrodiil. Where are you? There you are.
Always the last one.
All right, so he pops up here. Now, okay. Oh, this stinks because I can't. So I have to reveal a new one now, but I'm on the dueling ground, so only one adventurer can occupy this tile at a time. Any of his occupying this tile can only be targeted by adventurers also occupying this tile, and adventurers cannot move out of this tile while any enemies are occupying it. Ooh, this is a tough one to draw at the very beginning here, because you can't do anything to this guy. So this guy's got reward and subdue. Can you check what those do? Those are both, I think, quest skills.
Absolutely. Reward, when it's defeated, we each get a choice of rewards. And subdue, we lose 1 tenacity for each damage it deals us.
Okay.
It's like
Okay.
super weaken. Maybe.
So I can't move. This stinks because I can't move away from it either, because like if it was a bigger tile, I can move away from him, and then and then we could have him go after you potentially, but so I have to reveal a new one right now anyway. Okay. Oh no! So then it's another Alien Spirit Hunter. So then he.
So it is in play though.
So it is in play. Oh, if they've been defeated already in this camp, no, they have not been defeated already in this play. So then, all right, so nothing happens then because he's already out. The other one he would have gone again, but this one does something different. But okay, so look, throne room. So here's the throne room, big one. All right. Just for the sake of.
There's no way that can connect to.
What?
There's no way that can connect to where I am, is it? Is there?
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Otherwise I'm
yes,
trapped.
there is. Yes, there is. Good thinking. I'll have to move it up a little bit, but that's fine. Okay, there you go. Good thinking.
Perfect.
All right, so throne room. So we can choose to gain any amount of light fatigue and distribute it amongst adventurers. For each light fatigue gained by an adventurer, deal true damage to 1 enemy on this tile. So first, let's set up the enemies. We've got, so there's 3 enemies that would populate here, and since our EP is only 4, there would just be 3 level 1 enemies that would come out. Let's actually put these guys back in the bag.
How does...
What?
Why are we getting 3 level 1 enemies?
So, this is...
Oh, it takes them all down to 1.
It takes them all down to 1, because
Yes.
Okay, so... If you have a better way to word that too, go for it, because it's something I've always found a little hard to explain.
I understand it perfectly. It makes so much sense.
All right, so
I don't know.
1. 2. And we got a poison. Weaken, and now riposte.
Okay. I
We gotta roll the
can...
die too, sorry.
Okay.
All right,
It's
so
6.
they all take, so we both take 1 true damage, and all 3 of those guys take 2 damage as well. 3 damage as well. Yeah, so we could take some light fatigue and just like take these fools out.
Well, I can take 2 light fatigue for free because it's just gonna recover at the start of my turn.
That's true, yeah.
So definitely I can take at least, and if
Okay.
I took 1 more, they die, right?
So it's to 1 enemy on the tile.
To 1 enemy.
So it's two true damage to 1 enemy on the tile. So 2 would take out 1 of them, or or bring 2 of them down to 1.
Okay. Well, let's get rid of...
I mean, honestly, like, if you took one more and I took 2 more, they would all be dead.
Let's do it.
Which I'm fine with, yeah. Yeah, so here, can you grab me 1 as well? Or you can grab me
No,
2.
because we can't split it. We can't split 1 over 2 enemies.
No, but so we're taking, oh, you're right, so
We have
yeah.
to take 6 altogether to defeat them all.
That's right.
Right now we've taken 3.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with doing it, yeah. So.
That's fine.
Okay, so they're dead.
Really
oh, I forgot there's also 2 chests on here. Silly me. So.
It's the furthest from the entrance, right?
I think so, yeah. So, all right. So I'm still stuck in here with this guy, but once I die, he'll come out of there, and you can do stuff to him. Because you can't go in there. All right. So let's see here. So I haven't actually rolled any dice yet or anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make 2 attacks here. I'm going to do my
I feel
iron.
like you taking light fatigue was a really bad idea.
I mean, I don't need to live. Like we just do it. Like it's.
Okay.
That's my opinion anyway.
Okay.
So, I'm going to use my iron dagger for my first attack, which is just if you only roll a single combat skill die with this attack, set the result to 1 and treat it as true damage. So I'm just going to do that.
Did we do this?
That's when you go in there. Is when you gain the
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we'll have to do that when we go in there, but we can wait to do that until the end if we want, or whatever. You can go in there now. So I do 1 true damage to him, and then I will take another fatigue to roll my 2 one-handed dice. All right, so I do another damage to him. And I put these both in here. Right, so yeah, when you go in there, we will both gain 2 over fatigue because it's for each sky shard that has been gained this delve. So, because there's 2, because this is a double one.
Okay. And when can we choose to run away from this? Do we have to kill all the enemies?
We have to be basically like out of line of sight of all of the enemies.
And you can't leave that room.
And I can't leave that room. So basically, that guy has to be killed. Because I think that you won't be able to get out of sight of him unless you go into a different room, which I don't think we should probably do at this stage, especially because if we do manage to do this, we'll be getting out of this with 2 sky shards, which is pretty good for going into a delve on day 2.
Okay. Well, so then should I just move into here to collect those sky shards then?
Sure.
Which causes us to take over fatigue.
Yes.
Oh, I should have cooled down. And then I can, if I don't do any engages, I can move again.
Right.
So I'll just move here.
Awesome. All right, so now the Spirit Hunter is going to be mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd my other Cloudspire die go?
Here.
All right. I'm still alive. I got knocked off both damage. Okay. Now it's round 2. It's my turn. I don't have any dice to roll because I have a bunch of fatigue, so it's okay. All right, so that's, and there's no point in me moving around even or anything because I can't leave that thing while he's on there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your turn.
All right, I'm going to try and unlock this.
Don't have to cool down, though.
I'm going to cool down. And then I'm going to try and unlock this legendary? Relic?
Legendary.
Legendary.
Yep.
Where did the dice go? Okay, so I need a 2 first.
Mm-hmm. So I think you were playing this a little wrong too the other day when we were playing. I just wanted to let you know so that we can play it right on stream. So you can adjust this one and then you could use the other ones in this one. But then once you've used them, like then the only one you get back is the one that was on here. So like you wouldn't get to like roll all 3 of them again.
Oh, that was just me getting it wrong. Yes.
It's all good.
Okay, so let's adjust that to a 2.
Okay.
And then I get all 3 back for my second roll. There's a 1. I will adjust this to a 3. And then I have 2 rolls to get to a 5. There's a 4. I'll adjust it to a 5. What did I get? Ooh, a Vine Dusk Ranger War Banner. For 1 tenacity, each adventurer removes 1 light fatigue. Altamar, Bosmer, and Khajiit adventurers do even better.
Ooh, that actually could be pretty good for us here.
Okay, so
Once we get some tenacity going.
yes, and I have 1 more move. It doesn't really matter.
Were you right here?
I was here.
Oh.
I moved 1 and then 2.
You could move again if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, because this isn't engaging. Let's unlock this one too. Is an X? Oh, never mind. I'm being silly. Okay, 3, 1, and a 4, and I need a 3, and I need a 3. I don't know if it's worth 2 more light fatigue. Do you think it's worth 2 more light fatigue, Ryan? Sure. All the fatigue.
Let's do it, yeah. another sword, man.
So sword.
So many of these, there's not that many one-handed, but we're getting all of them at once.
Yeah.
To start out with.
Well, my once per battle is great with weapons.
Oh yeah, you'll be able to kick his butt whenever he finishes killing me. All right. So he's speaking of that. Go after me again. I'm still alive. 2. All right. So I get round 3. I get these back, and I do have one of these. I'm going to use my Iron Dagger attack again to just set it to 1 and make it be true damage.
This is round 2, isn't it?
That's round 3.
Okay.
That's it for me. Oh, this goes in here. Sorry.
Okay. It's turn then.
Well, what's your turn?
Oh. Right. Okay, now I know what's happening. Gosh. I don't think I want to... Do I need to get back to the entrance?
No, but I mean, you can start moving over that way just so that you can kill him when I'm dead, if I end up dying.
That's a good point.
Just don't walk here, so we don't want to reveal more.
Can I hang out on the outskirts? I'll get back to... Do these cycle to the end of my cooldown, or do they just stay there? Or does it matter? It doesn't matter.
They do cycle to the end, yeah, because you want to be able to get rid of the next ones, for your next round. If they just stayed there, then you wouldn't get these ones.
Okay.
All right, so he's going to go after me. All right, so he could kill me here. I'm wondering do you think it's actually worth it to use my Argonian resistance, or should I just take it and die? Because if I die, then you can go kill him.
I don't know.
All right.
I
Well,
think
just
you should stay alive.
Yeah, I'll stay alive. All right, so I'll use my Argonian resistance, so I'm still alive. So it's my turn. It's round 4, so I lose. I get rid of this one. I still don't have any dice back though.
Oh, okay. So those cycling is the 2.
Yeah, those cycled.
Okay, so I still have.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay, so I don't have any dice still, so I can't really do anything.
Great.
Over fatigue, it's bad to get.
So it's my turn again?
Yeah, so now it really doesn't.
It took its turn?
Yeah, it attacked me and I used the resistance.
Great. I'm going to go into defensive.
Okay.
And I'm gonna... That's
4,
it.
I think, right? Okay. Okay, it's gonna go after me again. All right, I am dead this time.
Great.
All right.
I went into defensive because I get to heal.
Nice.
Starting my turn in defensive, and then I can move into here.
Yep.
And roll all my weapons.
Yep. Once you're in, you can switch your battle form again though.
Yes, I need to switch my battle form, and I'll roll these because I just really need to make sure. Okay.
He's dead. So what do we get for killing him? It's a reward.
But I have to take 2 more light fatigue.
Did you cool down at the beginning?
No.
Like you did.
Okay, reward When it's defeated each adventure, we have a choice. We can get a legendary, we can get an XP without adjusting the XP counter, 5 tenacity or 5 bonus HP.
Oh, wow. Huh. Okay.
I would take an XP.
I would too at this stage, yeah. I mean, well, yeah, and I assume you don't probably want to explore more, right? This is the point.
No,
where
I'd like
would,
to get out because we were getting 2 XP from 2 sky shards.
plus,
right?
yeah, plus we just got a bonus XP for killing that guy. Yes, so that's a pretty good play for early at the beginning. Okay, yeah, so we would leave then because we could just decide to go because there's no more enemies out, and so by virtue of that, nobody can see us. And also, this is the thing: if we were playing in Cyrodiil and actually playing a campaign, this guy wouldn't come out anymore unless we got that Undead Pursuit card that would like revive him. So that's pretty good, actually. This I would say this if we were playing this in a campaign, that would have been a highly successful encounter despite my untimely demise. So what do you think of this one?
I think most of it was good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Duelist Cove is the thing that was the toughest for us to get around. So that's the thing to talk about, I would think.
It's really interesting too because like I don't think that one is like usually like an issue at all because like you don't have to go in there, but even if we had drawn it first, we could have like backed up and then let them walk in unless they were ranged or something, you know. But like the although actually let me look at something here. Look at the other. I did not forget to do it. We took a lot of fatigue.
I don't think I did, but I could have. I took a lot of fatigue though, so.
I don't think so. I think
the one point I had to put fatigue back because moving the 2 over fatigue to the back is my cooldown for that turn.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so I'm looking here. So the one thing I would say would be an issue with this if you drew it right away is if there was ever a situation where you had to stick it like this and then that's also the only place where the enemy could go, but I don't think that's the case. These are three you know, 1 or like 3 hex spots. So I mean, first of all, you could always just put it like this and then it wouldn't be a problem, you know. But yeah, because so that won't be a problem. There would be every issue where you'd start out with this and then you couldn't move on there and then they were ranged so they never had to move off, you know. But that won't ever be an issue. And yeah, the only reason it was an issue this time is because I went in there thinking there was nobody in there, and then of course I drew that card and then there was somebody in there, you know. And then it was kind of like, and then you were kind of not like stuck because you did end up being able to go out here, which would, you know, and the way that I had set that up would always be the case. You know, again, not that you would have to set it up like this. You could set it up like this too, and you know, there's other ways to go about it. But yeah, it is an interesting little kind of like freak occurrence. What do we think of? I'm gonna write down. Let's see. Duelist Cove interact with Cyrodiil West enemies. Just because that's a good thing for us to have a larger discussion about as a team. But what do you think about the this thing, the actual delve card that we were doing?
I liked it actually.
Okay. I was a little afraid
the rock slide could start to feel punishing. But I like it's dealing true damage to the enemies too.
Yeah, it was kind of nice to be able. I mean, we ended up taking about the same amount as we would have anyway, I suppose, because they were all they were all 4. But like, yeah, it'd be interesting to like you could use it sometimes in conjunction with throne room or something like that to take on less fatigue as well, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, but it seemed like with these we try to be like pretty simple, where it's like we don't want to have too crazy of like a card mechanic because like there's already enough stuff to keep track of in the delve itself.
In the delve, yeah.
But this seemed like a pretty reasonable to track one. So And again, I wasn't sure we were going to be able to do this one, especially because of how it started, but we ended up doing fine. Like we got, and again, I think if we were playing this as a normal game, I would be like, oh, sweet, we got three experience points out of that, you know, in a very early on, which can really put you ahead. So, okay. Further 9. Kind of a little Bones reference there, I think, when I put that in there. To your character.
To my character, to Stanza.
Okay. Oh.
Manny, 2 Manny is staring me down.
Yeah.
I think.
2 Manny is holding a baddie. Is this 2 Manny's decision? Andrew, do we think?
Let's find out. Oh boy.
Oh wow, that's
see
quite
what
a
the
voice.
decision is.
I've decided on Briggs the Shroom Vendor.
Briggs?
Briggs.
Riggs.
Briggs the shroom vendor.
Briggs.
Can I see it? Or do you?
You can see it from here.
Come to me.
Okay. I don't want to do that. So.
Come to me.
Okay. All right.
Be careful of all the tripping
All right.
hazards
So
on
should
that side of the room.
knock over the light again?
What you talking about?
All right. Let's see. Briggs.
Briggs.
Riggs.
Briggs.
Oh, Riggs, like Riggs and Murtaugh. Okay. So it's got Loot Hoarder, which is discard the first card of the loot deck.
Correct.
Okay, and that's just what it is. Okay. And then it's got 4 attack, no defense. It's a bog type. It's got 5 HP. It's got an initiative of 6. Get out of here. I would never want to see it. And it's ranged. Ugh. That's a pretty gnarly. I guess it only does one weakest, but still, that's pretty gnarly. 1 weakest attacking 4 at range. That's pretty nasty.
And the artwork's really neat.
That is true also. Who did this one, Manny? Do you know?
No.
Okay.
But they will be receiving a
All right.
prize.
We'll let them know. Good job, whoever you are. We've not forgotten about you. Somewhere your name is written down. So I think we should be a level 20 baddie, in my opinion. That's what I think about this.
Level 5.
Level 5? No.
And there's 3 of them in the game.
I guess 6 HP isn't that bad for a level 5, and because there's no defense, but still, that's 4 attack.
That up.
Yeah. All right, thanks, Manny.
No problem.
Okay.
Boy.
Okay. So we've got number 3 here is another Clash Combat, I believe. Yes. So this one is, there's only one option on this one. So the first enemy deployed must be a humanoid. Roll a status effect die and add it to the first enemy. Each adventurer must gain 3 light fatigue, then roll a status die and gain the rolled result. If the party is occupying an unstable landmark, add additional light fatigue before getting the status die. And then if we win this one, we gain a relic in addition to our normal 2 points. But the objective is only to eliminate the first baddie, the first enemy.
Okay.
And then it would be a conquer if you're playing at 3 or 4 players.
Okay.
Okay, so this is kind of fun. What I like about the ones, we have 2 different things in this game where you roll status dice and apply them. And what I like about that is that most of the status dice are not nice, but one of them is stealthed, which is nice. And so if you get that one, it's actually a good thing to get it. It's kind of fun. All right. So we got 4. We didn't gain our stuff back.
Mm-hmm.
We've got.
Should we treat this as if we're on an unstable?
Sure. Let's do it. So we would gain 4 light fatigue and we roll a status die.
We each gain 4?
We each gain 4.
Just a kickstart for me.
I got 4 here. All right, so our first one is a high elf bandit. So he's got 3 on him. Oh, sorry, here you go. And
Perfect. Is that a skull type enemy?
Yes, yeah, he's a
Great.
humanoid. Well, we'll see what the icons end up actually being, but. And then we would get 3 more. Interesting thing to think about is, so if you're playing with 1, you'd get two guys only. Seems pretty doable. And then, interesting. So if you're playing this when you have 5 XP with a 1 player, you'd be fighting against only 1 enemy, which is okay, I think, because you're only trying to eliminate 1 anyway.
So it has the main status effect.
Which is?
It says total damage from combat dice is reduced by half.
Yep.
Rounded down.
Yep.
Is that damage we apply to it or damage it applies to us?
That is a good wording question. It means damage that it applies to us.
Okay.
It's like weaken in Too Many Bones, kind of.
Okay.
So I know people on the stream hate when I say it's like that, but I'm not saying
it's not like it. It also isn't like it.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Well, it's that.
That's weakness.
I was wrong. I was wrong, but I was wrong to Shannon. I'm not wrong to you, the player, the viewer, because I'm explaining it to Shannon wrongly. I was wrong to Shannon.
Wrong in many ways.
Yes.
That's okay.
All
You're
right.
forgiven.
Take this guy.
Uh-huh.
And
There we go.
then we gotta put some chests out there too.
Yes.
And then keep the legendary over there. Okay. So let's roll our own status dice. Oh no, I got Bane.
Wait, we get status dice too?
Yeah, you put the status dice after the fatigue. Or I'll let you read the next one because I.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm stealthy.
Nice. Okay, so where'd my guy go?
Where did
Oh,
yours
right
go?
here, right here. Yeah. 'Cause I
Okay.
forgot I didn't because I died last time.
I feel like I should go here because I can't get to them this turn regardless.
Okay.
This at least lets you if you want to.
Yes. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
All right, that one has 4 range, so it can already hit us.
Yes. But here's could I maybe hit it before? 'Cause
You
could
maybe
probably,
could.
yeah. So let's see. Let's eliminate. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so take a damage because I have
Yes.
Bane in my.
And don't forget your cooldown.
Yep. Is it Bane? Okay, then you go like this. Or I killed him. So the clash is over. All right.
So let's talk about this.
Yeah. We got it right 2 for 2. Well, that isn't over actually technically because it clashes over at the end of the round. So then I guess let's just see what happens at the end of the round. So he is dead though.
Okay.
I took a damage. So then that's but I rolled all my dice. So this goes in my cooldown. And these go in my defense. Okay, so it is your turn.
Super. Well, I'm a get a chest. Wait, cooldown. And I'm a get a chest. Can I have an item, please?
Yes.
2 and a 3. Rolling for 1. Still rolling for 1. I'm not willing to take 4 light fatigue for whatever that is.
Okay. Okay. Now, none of those guys are going to go for you because they can't see you.
Yes, they can because I'm only stealthy to units that begin adjacent to me. That's what stealth says.
Oh, I think that might be misworded. Let's see.
Oh,
They began their
right.
turn adjacent to them. So you can't be attacked by someone unless they started their turn next to
Okay,
you.
yes.
So.
Opposite. Perfect.
All right, so let's see what happens to me here. All right, so let's see. This mud crab is gonna go. Hello, Mr. Crab. Mr. Krabs. I keep on losing my dice.
They're here.
Okay, sorry. All right, well, oof. Okay, these are both gone. Then Bandit. Going to roll 1. Okay. Oh no, he's not going to roll on me. He's not next to me. That's silly. And then this guy will go over to me and roll 1. All right. So I survived.
You survived, and then the battle's over.
This is interesting because this is a rare one where it almost seems like it's maybe easier when you played at the beginning.
Well, regardless, that level 1, the position 1 enemy is easy-ish to get to.
Yeah.
So the solution might be as simple as changing the position 1 enemy so that it's further back on the battlefield.
Right, but if you start out with bow, you could still get it, which is not the end of the world, I guess, if you have started.
But generally, bow doesn't hit as hard as as like two-handed, for example.
Certainly not to start out with. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can move him back like here, or back here. And then yeah, there's no one starts out with high enough stam to get over there. That's a good point. That's true. The other question is, we could just make this into like a straight conquer, and then make the 3-4 player objective different. Because like, unless we are, sorry. So unless we could change it to a conquer and then make the 3-4 player thing different. Because like, unless like, it's still relatively easy most of the time in this game to kill one guy unless if you're appropriately leveled, unless we're selecting what guy that is, like if we were like put a mud crab out there, like that's more annoying because you have to go multiple turns to kill him probably. But yeah, I don't know. What do you think?
I like that the objective is different.
Mm-hmm.
I almost wonder if you could make it so that almost like in Victorum, where that's the Tribune, and if you defeat everything, then you get more rewards than if you just defeat him. Like maybe if you just defeat him, it ends and you get 1 experience. If you defeat everything, then you get the 2 experience and the legendary, or something like that.
Well, that's a good idea, but I'm just thinking about now too. Maybe it might be worth just like saying like what these other dice do, because it could be that we also got like non-ideal. We got like pretty good ones.
Well, you got a pretty tough one. Like you got one of the worst ones. But the other thing is there are lots of things, like maybe not beginning a game you wouldn't have them, but there are a bunch of things in this game that let you get rid of status effects.
That's true. Not that you have a ton of them to start out with. But,
yep.
So I just want to think about this. So this one would be pretty bad in this context because it would be cannot roll dice and move on the same turn. That would be pretty rough. Then obviously this one is like not good to take damage, but like if you can finish the fight pretty quick, like we were able to, it's not going to be that bad. This one obviously is good, which I think is fun and funny. Like that's fine. That's if you luck out and get that roll, that's great. This one is combat dice, so this one is worse to start out with. I think most builds are not going to be relying seriously on combat dice like down the road. Maybe the Nord, because the Nord I think might be the only one that has 3 combat dice to start out with. Manny, do you know too many bones? Do you know about that? Are there any other races? Can you call to mind that have 3 combat dice to start out with? You only know about too many bones. Sorry.
Red guard.
Oh yeah, I think Red guard does actually because they got a low cooldown stat. All right, then. So that would be not as good to start out with, but less important later on. Fear is. Basically, they can only roll combat dice, which that one's can be pretty bad. It's pretty bad for me in this context. I only have 1 combat die. And then blind is basically you have to be adjacent to him, which is not too bad in this context because you probably are going to have to be adjacent to him anyway. I do like your kind of tribune idea.
I would probably take out the part where the enemy has a status effect as well. Like we're weakening. We
Sure.
should be making it tougher to defeat, not easier to defeat.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So we can pull that. I'm going to write on this thing right now, actually. It also reduces game text, and we can add more stuff to it if we want to. All right.
Deep dive into playtesting here.
Yep. Well, it's even more true now that we have other translators who've been like, hey, you guys put a lot of English text on your stuff, and in this language it's even longer, so can you try to cool a little bit? All right. Okay. So, and we could move the level 1 back here.
I think so.
Okay. And then I like your idea. I'm wondering if, let's see. Maybe just like the party blah 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 upon if the position 1 enemy is the last enemy defeated or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That'll be really tough once you get into like letting a level 20 enemy stay alive for multiple rounds is tough, but
that's why you get the
yeah,
bonus
exactly.
stuff. So okay, yeah, I like that actually. That's kind of a cool. I think that ends up being kind of a cool one. Good idea.
Thank you. I have them every now and again.
Absolutely.
I'm at my max for the day though, so.
Okay. Let's just keep track of the time. All right, we got time. All right. Okay, we got another clash here. So this one you can either sneak inside, which is a peaceful, and oh, sorry, here you go. All adventurers gain light fatigue. Through light fatigue, the party may decide to repeat this effect, increasing the encounter reward by 1 XP for each time they repeat it. The encounter reward cannot exceed.
Sit up.
Sorry, 3 XP. So basically, yeah, you can just gain a bunch of XP for. You can roll light fatigue to gain XP, up to 3 XP. So you could gain up to 9. Interesting, because so.
Well, the encounter reward can't exceed 3, so if you take more than that, you're just a glutton for punishment.
Is that basically like take an inn encounter to take an inn in a town to gain? I guess I think this is an okay one, except for that I might have a little ad where it's just like you can't go to an inn in the next town or something. But that's like another note to remember though, because my issue is like if you just go to an inn right after this, you just gain 3 XP for free, basically, right? Which is significant.
Yes. 3 XP is a little extreme for that. If we let it be up to 2 XP, then I don't have as much of a problem with it because you can't choose this option if you've gone to an unstable.
That's true. That's true.
So it's like a reward for
being
a reasonable person.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. You have to take 9 because you take 3, and then you'd have to take three more to gain 1, and then 3 more to gain 2, right? Because it's written because it's like you start with 0.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So basically, be forcing you to go in. Okay.
And if you already have things in your cooldown, then that's going to.
Right.
You could
drain them or turn them into over fatigue.
Yeah.
All right. So this other one is when chests are unlocked, you may discard the item to instead set aside the chest. After succeeding the clash, encounter rewards are 1 XP per chest set aside. So yeah, so this is you get 0 XP for this at a base.
That's rude.
All right. But if you unlock all the chests, you get more than you usually get for doing a clash, which is kind of nice.
Unless you're playing 3 to 4 player,
Oh, that's right.
which removes the chest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost makes you wonder if it should be like these 2 are legendary, and then it's like remove this chest then.
I have a quick question
Yeah.
on this.
Mhm.
Are there any items or such in the game that would let you add chests to the board? Is there a way to game this?
I don't think so. I don't think there
Okay.
are. What? About whether you could do that specifically, or whether there's an item that does that. Okay.
Santoro was saying they were talking about that this morning, about adding something like that to the game, but I think that's a terrible idea because of this card.
Yeah, because of this one card.
This one
This one card is so.
Choose one or the other, but you can't have both.
It's sacrosanct. All right. Skeever Pup is going right. The interesting about this too is that like the encounter ends after the round in which all enemies are defeated. So if you wanted to get all 3 of them, I almost makes me wonder if I should move like one of these like way over here or something. But you'd have to keep the enemies alive long enough for you to do that, basically. 1, 2. Three. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. All right.
Okay. I would like to go here, I think. I think you're better off going for chests with your extra movement.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I don't want the over fatigue from rot, so you can have that.
Yeah. All right. So these 2 are going to only be able to move 2 spaces. So I think we can probably stay not out of this row for this turn. At least we can avoid them. All right. Yeah, I'll go after the rot guy. That's fine with me. Right. 2
Not
damage to
quite.
me. I do gain a tenacity. My initial tenacity doesn't do a lot for me when I'm playing really low level, because I gotta do level 10, like 20, or a quest enemy. I guess after I didn't defeat the quest enemy the last time you did.
Mm-hmm.
So I did do 2 damage to him though.
Okay.
I don't have any more dice to roll, so I cannot finish him this time.
Okay.
But I can survive him probably if you want to go work on the other guy.
Yeah, I was going to. So I kept the Galatite sword just to switch it out a bit. So I'm gonna move 1, and then I'm gonna go into one-handed and roll 2 of my combat dice, and I get to add 2 free combat dice. 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. It is defeated. Unless I got something. Oh, no, it's not defeated because it has divert.
Divert, yeah.
It has 1 HP left.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will take a light fatigue to engage again. And am I willing to chance it with a combat die? Yes, I am. It's looking at me like I'm crazy.
No, I don't like that. I was the suspense is killing me.
Hey! Defeated.
All right.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Enemy turns? Are you got more you want to do?
No, that's it.
All right, so. Boop, boop. And he will attack me. 1. Okay. I can handle that.
Okay, your turn.
Okay.
Round 2.
Yes. Get these back. Okay. I feel like this. Actually, before I do. No, I will. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go 1, 2. And then I
You
will.
still have to unlock it.
I know. Sorry. You're right. Silly. I did know that. I was not just trying to steal it.
I think
been a long week.
you are trying to cheat.
All right. 5. I'll take this one. I'll take a one light fatigue as well to do that. I got ones over here too. Thank you. And then, yeah. All right.
Yay.
So I will set this aside. I will not take this. So this is a set aside chest that we have. That was 1 XP if we successfully complete this. Take another one. So then I will use my Galatite sword or my iron dagger. Sorry, to set this to 1.
The same thing.
3 damage and kill this guy. So then I will, when I defeat him, I will take an over fatigue. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I guess I'll go after that native. Native is what is native in Cyrodiil?
Cyrodiil?
It's on there.
On here.
On the back too.
Arrest. Target unit exhausts a skill die from their rows. If the Empire is dominating, the skill is drained.
Ooh, gross. All right, well, knowing that, I am going to roll this because I don't have any skill dice to exhaust. I'm going to roll that on the Imperial Bandit. All right. So,
You have to take a light fatigue for that?
Yes, sorry. I got one here, though. Yes. All right. Light fatigue. There you go. Okay. That's it for me.
Okay. I'm going to move 1, 2. And I'm going to attack Breton Bandit in two-handed with these dice. Okay, so that's 3, 4, 5 damage, which does defeat it, but I take 2 light fatigue. And I didn't cool down. Because I always forget that that's the beginning of your turn now. That's it for me.
Okay. The Imperial Bandit's going to go after me. So he would exhaust the skill die from my rows, but I don't have any skill dice from my row. Joke's on him. Right. He will damage me for 1.
Is this round 3?
This is...
Or 4?
This is round 3. Now we're going into.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to cool down. Don't have any dice still, though. So, you know what I actually might do? You probably can't take him out this time, can you? Or maybe you can.
Not reliably, no.
Okay. Well,
plus we want to get chests.
this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do like this. I'm gonna go 1, 2. Six. Yeah, I'll do it. Take 2 more fatigue. 4, 2. All right, and I will gain this. So I've got. And I'm going to move again, not roll any dice.
Okay.
1, 2. I was like 1, 2, 3, and then 1. Ugh. Okay, I have to be taking some fatigue for this one. Okay, I'll bump. Oh, that's 1 fatigue. Oh no. It's 2 fatigue. Come on.
Oh no.
So let's see. So 1, 2, and then so I've got, how many more dice do I have here? Can you hand me 5 fatigue and see how much I'm over by? this is the thing. If I fail this, if I don't do it, then we lose that chest and we can't get the XP. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi, Paul. Okay, so I will do this.
Yeah, you better.
So I have to take 2 over fatigue. So my mat is totally full. Okay. And if it goes into fatigue rounds, I am cooked. Oh, I don't think it's going into fatigue rounds.
So I'm just going to dawdle about because I think it's funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna move over here.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna move in. I'm gonna remember to cool down, move in, and roll. I'm gonna move into one-handed so that I can roll 2 extra dice with this.
That's a good card.
You know what? I'll use my once per battle and add another one as well.
Nice.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Whew. All right, you got him.
Done.
Okay. That was interesting because, like, knowing that, like, you might be able to kill him, like, I ended up taking, and I didn't have any dice, ended up taking both of those, but then, like,
now we have to go to a
we have
town.
to go to an inn. Yeah, we have to go to a town. Yeah, basically, like, there's no, that would be ridiculous if we just went into another combat now, which is like can be inconvenient. You know, like that's a turn you're not using to do something else. What do we think of? I like this idea, the idea of the combat. I think it's totally valid, especially because you drop one of the chests when you're playing with 3 or 4 players. But what do we think of the spacing?
Of the enemies?
Yeah, the spacing of the enemies and the spacing of the chests.
Yeah, I think it's good that they're like that. I think if they were spread out, that would be too punishing for solo.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
And I think if you've got a lot of movement, no matter where we put them, you're going to get them anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, you were giving up doing other things in order to get those so quick.
Yeah, and I got a ton.
And we also, like, they're normally in a normal clash, there would be items we could pick up. So we got 3 XP, we got no items.
That's true. That is true.
And we're now giving up a day where we could have gotten XP for you to go heal.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yeah, that's true. Those are good points. Yeah. So I think this
it might not have even come out on top, really. It's pretty average.
Yeah. Okay. I'm cool with this one then. This one's pretty good. All right. And it is. Just keep checking my clock. I gotta go.
Another one approved.
Awesome. All right. So we've got. This is I'm gonna skip this one for now because this one's a delve. So I'm gonna put this one.
Unless the chat tells us that they hate it.
Okay.
Then it's still approved, but then some people won't like it.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, so we got captured is what this clash is called right now. All right, so I think I was Andrew was telling me about a what?
Put it down so they can see it.
So Andrew was telling me about an issue he was having with this one the other day. So the non-combat choice is tiptoe off. Each adventurer discards all items and loses all tenacity. That's pretty gnarly option. So you're probably going to want to do the other one. We can come back to that and see if that's too punishing once we kind of see what this is.
Okay.
So, and the top one is the unstable choice, so you'd have to do it.
Okay, so adventurers can't use items. The first time an adventurer successfully unlocks a chest, the item's discarded, and the chest is placed on their character mat. They've recovered their gear and can use items again.
So Andrew was pointing out, what if you don't have any items to begin with? Is that weird? To basically say, okay, well, you can't lockpick this to get items, but now you can use your items even though you don't have any items.
Unlock a chest, the item's discarded, the chest is placed on their character mat. Okay, but then they can pick up items. They can pick up other chests, and then they can use them.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think that's valid. I'm just wondering if does that feel strange if you don't have any items, like to be like, well, the first one we're just nothing happens really.
No, not to me.
What?
What has been returned to me, the adventure? No.
The ability to get items.
I have that so far.
Well, here, why don't we do this? Let's play with no items this time because we can't use them anyway, right? Let's see how it feels.
You would have an item.
That's true. Yeah, if you didn't have any items, you would do the bottom one because it's not that bad to discard. This should probably say all items like currently in their ready slots or something, or like because you can't. I don't know what the ruling is on when you could adjust that stuff. Like,
well, there's specific time when you can adjust what's where. That there's the specific timing is like during the recovery, isn't it?
I think you can do it before you go into a battle though, but this isn't a battle.
Okay.
That's a good. I'm gonna check timing on that.
I mean, you get 1 less XP for doing that. It is rare that people don't have at least one item they really care about.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing like solo or 2-player very early in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I am personally not a huge fan of options people would never choose.
Mm-hmm.
So my big question is, would anyone ever take that? Because if not, it's not a real choice.
I think you would take it if you. Well, part of me is like, could you make that be the unstable choice? But that seems like an insane thing to do.
No, you cannot make that the unstable choice. Vetoed.
Yeah, I agree. I also veto that. So
I actually don't know that this one needs an unstable choice because I think that the unstable is forcing them to do the thing that most people would choose anyways.
Yeah, well, unless they don't have any items though, right? Then or if you have kind of not great items, but maybe you're right. It's not that often that would be the case. If usually you're lousy with items,
Yesterday, I took over a character for Logan and finished playing a session. And today he came back to that character and got so mad that I got rid of all of the items that he was hoarding.
Yeah,
he got a card that made us get rid of 6 items, and I threw like 4 of his things, and he got so angry at me.
Yeah. There's definitely some
like their items.
Yeah. Well, Logan made a lot of those items, so he's very attached to them. So. Okay. Well, should we just play this normal then, and just see how it plays normal then? I mean, or do we think it's basically? I mean, like, it's relatively easy. I mean, it's a standard clash. You just can't use items until you unlock a chest, basically.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Andrew's sorry, go on.
Andrew is bringing up the point of an enemy that has steal will steal your items, and thematically it feels weird that they're stealing items from a chest that you don't have access to.
I don't agree with that. I think it says right on the thing what steal does, and it's you're just like, oh yeah, they're kind of like they're punching you when you're down, and they're stealing your items out of the chest. Like I think that's totally fine, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not sure we need to play this one because I think the questions are largely thematic and like fun wise.
Yeah.
And
okay.
maybe the chat can tell us what they think about this card because I'm kind of interested to know if they think that this is a fun battle to do,
mm-hmm.
or if it's just like thematically weird and they don't like they don't. or they have other suggestions.
Drop your opinion in chat. Oh, you're putting it right there. Is that our close-up section? Okay, yeah, you can check.
Have a close-up.
Okay. Ooh, look at that. Okay.
On the close-up.
Okay.
Actually, this will.
You could do that, and then we'll set up another one while people can look at it. Yeah. So.
There's 20. Before
No. I'm saying.
We can do another.
encounter.
Yeah, we can do another encounter while they talk amongst themselves with this card.
Yeah, I will say I do like I like the idea of like unlocking the items. I think that's kind of a fun idea, and I like the 3 or 4 player like tweak on it as well, which is you replace the common chest with legendary chests. And also, in that case, it's like if all 4 people wanted to unlock their stuff, they'd have to pick all 4 locks, which I like too. I don't hate this as like it feels like, because it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, you have to, most of the time, not all the time, but I think sometimes we want to make the peaceful ones, especially peaceful ones that are on combat encounter cards, like make them feel somewhat consequential, because otherwise you're just kind of giving them free XP,
Yep.
So like.
Yeah, I don't mind this. I think that there are some builds that get very like item dependent, and it's kind of entertaining to me to make them
Yes.
give up their dependence on their items and play with their skills.
Yeah. Okay, so while people are looking at this one, let's set up this one.
Okay, so this one, there is a non-combat option to each adventurer may remove all fatigue from their cooldown, heal to full HP, and gain a tenacity, but you get no experience.
It's kind of like a roving in, but a little better actually, because you get a tenacity as well.
Or the hunt. The beast option is mandatory if you're on an unstable. You populate it with as many beast types as possible.
Yes.
After populating, flip all level 1 enemies to the level 5 side without adjusting their HP.
Wow.
Ooh.
That's tough.
For 2 XP. That's really tough.
So that almost makes you wonder if maybe what we should do instead is like rather than populating this class with as many beasts as possible, if you just set it up and then you flip all level 1 beasts, or maybe like level 1 or level 10 beasts to their level 5, to their opposite side. So it's a little bit more kind of like chancy as to like whether
It's
you would
really
flip
chancy though. I have concerns about this as a solo player.
Sure.
Sure.
I mean, beasts are probably the least common, and like as we do expansion and stuff, I think we're going to try to like orient a lot of the placement of new enemies to like kind of evening it out a little bit, because because this is an Elder Scrolls game, we have a lot of like stuff that we're sort of obligated to include in terms of like you have to have a lot of like the core 10 races, and you have to have some other kind of like very classic stuff. So if you're going to be in Skyrim, if you're going to be in Morrowind, you're going to have some like Quama and some Cliff Racers, and if you're in Skyrim, you're going to have some like Draugr and Falmer and stuff like that. So the beasts are kind of lagging behind. So if you did is right, because if you played this is one of those where this is actually harder when you're playing it lower, because like if we started out, we would have to have 4 level 5. So we basically
we're going from a 4 EP to a 20.
Or an 8 to a 20. Oh, yeah. Sorry,
yes,
at 8. Yes, sorry, no, a 4. You're right. 4 to a 20. Yeah, which is significant. But if it becomes like kind of a gamble to it.
But then you could have a situation where you're turning a 10 into a 20 for like a solo player, which is a significant jump. Yeah, but the health isn't usually, like, it maintains its original health, but the health isn't usually the thing you're the most worried about.
Well, let's run a couple of like simulations here. I just kind of want to see, we have our Cyrodiil enemies in here. We have like the expansion enemies as well. That would be are the commons. I just want to kind of what would happen if we just like did this randomly. I just want to pull it a couple times and see. So if I
Okay,
pull
so
it
we
out,
need 4 level 1
4 level 1s.
beasts,
So
and they're all going to change to level 5 beasts.
so we got. Oh, sorry, this is a Daedric type, so nothing would happen. This is a Daedric.
Oh, you're saying with your adjustment.
Yeah, if we adjusted it so that you're only flipping beasts, you wouldn't populate with all enemies. You just flip beasts. So then this time we would have we'd flip one of them. We'd flip this one over. So obviously, yeah, so you could draw 4 beasts. That would be unlikely, I would say, in the.
But it's possible,
Very
and you
close
have
setup.
no control over it because there isn't scouting like there is in Too Many Bones.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just luck of the draw. And that's where my largest problem is you could get very unlucky and it could be unwinnable.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's winnable if we have 4, if we're on day 2 and fighting 4 level 5s.
Mm-hmm. That's okay with me though. That's
Andrew's saying there is a level 1 that has less health on the other side because to account for the other things that get better, and so it actually buffed a level 5 even more.
Mm-hmm.
Your thoughts?
Mm-hmm.
Do you need a microphone again?
People can't hear me. One of you.
Okay. Tell
It should be covered.
chat. Tell Andrew if you can't
Mics
hear.
are sorted now.
Okay.
I might be wrong. So somebody said I probably wouldn't like it if I actually drew, but really it's okay.
This is the first one?
Yeah. The
It's a lot tougher with 3 to 4 players, but then it gets to unlock a nice list. Old value or something.
well, so
Saying all items could be punishing. Determined. Someone
Yes.
said if you want.
so I actually do want to clarify something just because this is a thing that we've gotten asked about a lot in terms of like money in the game and like monetary value of items and stuff. So there's no gold in the game, and I think that has rubbed a few people a little bit the wrong way. But basically, it would be pretty superfluous, I think, in this game, a game that has already a lot of interlocking systems, to have an actual currency value in it. But so one thing that we are, yeah, but I would say that like on the flip side, like you basically use items a lot of the time in this game to simulate money, basically, so that it's kind of like you're losing items to like do different things. And so like, you know, whether you want to treat that as like a barter system or basically that you're selling stuff to get the money to buy something else. Like there is like a system of economy that exists in the game to a degree, but it's just not like so like direct as like you have this much gold. Like it's not like it's a little bit more abstracted, but like I think that is kind of necessary for like the thing we're doing. So I think it will work, and I think that I would not be super concerned about that if I was a person watching us play this stuff, in my opinion.
That one was just a question. I know it's come up.
I know I'm not criticizing this person. I just want to let people know because I've seen people ask about it.
Person's suggestion with the beast.
Okay.
Populate class using beast. After populating all level 1 enemies, 5, there's party size. That party would just be 3-1.
I think that's doable. I want to think about that suggestion. I
will say this one seems hard, and I've come across it. I know that's very case by case, but that's my personal.
I'd rather I think that's a pretty good suggestion.
Yeah.
But I would actually probably say flip just party size level 1 enemies, because otherwise you wouldn't be flipping any if you're a level 1. And I think you can take out, like if you're playing this game at a one player, I think you can take out a 1 and a 5 to start out with. Generally speaking, I think. What were you going to say, Shannon? Though?
No, I had the same thought, is that it's a pretty boring clash if you're playing it solo.
Yeah.
If we did that.
But I do like the idea of flipping party size, though. I think that could, and obviously you won't always be flipping anything, depending on, if you might not even have any level 1 enemies,
Yep.
But yeah, I think that's actually pretty doable.
Good suggestion.
Okay. Who said that? Oh, Lindy. Thank you.
Well done, Lindy.
Lindy is a very valued
You're a gem.
member of our fan/playtesting.
Did she also have
community.
a bunch of grammar and spelling edits in there? Lindy's really good at
Probably.
finding all of our spelling mistakes
Yes.
and grammatical errors.
Just this here. Okay, great. Okay. All right, let's see.
Do they have comments about our weather?
We're not showing the weather gouache.
Yeah.
We're aware of that one.
Okay, so we have about 10 minutes, I think, before we have to stop the stream.
So we should probably cut it there.
We could cut it, or we could, if we wanted to answer any questions. If people have questions for a little while, we could talk about that if you want to.
Sure. I don't have a lot of confidence in being able to answer any questions that
Well,
people have, but maybe we can.
Maybe if I say something, you're like, oh, that doesn't seem right, then we can talk about that.
Okay.
That can be part of the playtest process. Does anybody have any brief questions in the little bit amount of time we have left?
About the actual game.
Yeah.
Let's narrow the scope of what questions could come in.
Yeah. What airline did you fly? No.
The question
He's actually on vacation right now because it's his birthday tomorrow.
Are we talking about Gearlock Gilly or Person Gilly is my question, because they both have interesting hair.
I think Person Gilly. He's got some nice hair. But we'll tell him though when he gets back. He'll like that. That'll be a nice birthday present from the fan to say that he has nice hair. So,
would you say that Gilly has nice hair?
Gearlock Gilly has fantastic hair.
Wow.
I think Josh
I'm pretty
has nice
sure
hair, too.
it's Swamp Mud that does it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Solo.
Mm-hmm.
They're able to over hard one.
Oh, for the
So like
sure.
yeah, so yeah, if you want to repeat that, basically their thought is just like
Yeah. So yeah, could you have an option of in solo play skipping a card and taking the next one? I mean that's certainly a thing that someone could house rule. I think we're one of the things we've been trying to do with this game. This is I think ultimately we view a weakness of Too Many Bones a little bit, a game that we all like here, but is that like it has to have its own deck for solo cards. And the reason why is that like just the way that the game is like kind of balanced is that like you kind of get keyed up to have too much it's a little bit too difficult sometimes if you're playing like the regular encounter cards, where it wouldn't be too difficult if you're playing even with 2 people, but you're playing with 1, it becomes a little bit too challenging. And I mean you're seeing us talk about this a little bit, like we are trying to avoid that necessity by like trying to make these a little bit more scalable, and being a little bit more kind of like intentional about that. I think like, if you went back and if you asked like JW and Adam and Josh about Bones now, I think they would say like, oh yeah, it would have been, we probably should have like figured that out
They would, if they were to design that game now, they wouldn't have a separate solo deck.
Yeah.
And that's our intention here. If we have designed a bunch of cards that don't work in solo to the point where you have to skip to the next one and hope for the best, then I feel like we haven't done our best job.
Yeah. And I think it is working. I think it is actually working at solo just fine, honestly. And there have been things that people have pointed out that are potential issues that we have been fixing. Like I would say probably the biggest one is that when we first started making the game, delves had like a static amount. So now that still is true in like delves where you're doing it on encounter cards, where it's like, okay, well, you have to, if you want to complete the delve, you have to get 3 sky shards, which is okay because like eventually delves kind of like stop scaling up to a degree, and you're not supposed to like finish them right away anyway. But then like for delves you need to do for like quests, it was like, all right, do 4 sky shards, do 6, and people were pointing out to us, oh, this is like a lot harder to do. It's a lot harder to go really far in a delve if you are a solo player than it is if you're in a group. And so one of the things we started to do, not only in delves but across a bunch of things, is we kind of have this icon that our graphics team made for us that is like the party size icon, which basically is like an additional level of scaling that you can kind of, per the designer discretion, add into cards or encounters that can add like multipliers, additional multipliers other than like the enemy pool based on the party size. So for example, now for a lot of the encounters, the quest encounters that have delves, you have to reveal 1 plus party size or 2 plus party size or 3 plus party size sky shards. And so if you're on a really difficult one where maybe you didn't do something to kind of alleviate the difficulty before you went into the quest, you might have to do 3 plus party size reveal, which is 4 if you are a single player, but it's 7 if you are a 4-player group, which is like significantly more difficult and more grueling and stuff. And so we're trying to kind of just like get that stuff built in to be tweaked to that level. And in fact, when Lindy suggested like that's basically what Lindy was suggesting with that the beast one, where you're flipping it would be like party size icon number of enemies to their level 5 side, which is a great way of like doing in encounter scaling that's more specific. So that's kind of the vibe we're trying to go for.
Yeah. Is Too Many Bones trying to point something out to us? Just waiting for. Oh, great.
Okay. Okay. Is there any other? We got a few minutes. Is there any other last minute questions before we go? Are we good?
Answer it more succinctly than you just did.
Sorry. I've been living and breathing this game for a long time.
You do a lot of research into foreign games to be able to create this game where we're already so familiar with the world and how it.
Well, so I would say that the different people who worked on this game have different levels of familiarity with the game franchise. So I would say that definitely the person out of everyone who's worked on the entire game who has the most knowledge about it is Salem, who I think if you watched any of our streams, you probably know who Salem is. And then I would say actually probably the second most is maybe Bree, one of our graphic designers, who has been doing all the graphic designers have been doing a great job on the game, but I think Bree we've relied on maybe even more than a lot of the other folks, because she really has been into these games a lot and knows exactly kind of like the vibe and the look and stuff. And I think you'll really like what we've come up with. And all the other graphic designers too are doing a great job. Even for Salem, we've really had to dig really deeply into the thing. Like I was kind of saying to Salem the other day, I was like, I know more about Elder Scrolls history now than I do about like European history, probably, because of the amount of research and like playing the games and being on like the unofficial Elder Scrolls wiki and all that stuff. Like we've had to really get deep into it. So I think if you're an Elder Scrolls player of any kind, but especially if you're an ESO player, but also any of the other games as well, I think you'll like a lot of like the stuff that we're kind of bringing into. We've got a lot of deep cuts and not deep cuts, and good vibes and stuff. So yeah, we've gotten pretty deep into it. So even you might even like see 1 or 2 references to things that happen in like one of the phone games or something, potentially. We're still waiting on some of that stuff to get approved, but like we've gone and looked into like all of these kind of ancillary bits, and then also the, reading some of like the in-game books that are in ESO and stuff like that, and pulling characters out of those. So
Cool.
yeah.
All right. Well,
Thank you, everybody. What? Yeah, we'll be back next Thursday with something. With some better audio and a Halloween treat of some kind, I've been told, and a post-Halloween treat. And yeah, does Too Manny want to say goodbye? Goodbye, I love you.